Hi everyone, it's Gina with Balanced Body Solutions, and I wanted to go over a neutral standing position with you this morning and to show you how to achieve a neutral standing and a neutral walking position with your pelvis. This is something that I have shown patients and clients over the years many times, and it can be really helpful because sometimes you can just try to stand there and try to find that great posture, but it's not always real easy when you have tight muscles pulling on your pelvis and your spine. It's just really hard to find that position sometimes. So this is a way that you can kind of get a little bit of like slack in those muscles so that you can find that neutral position. We do want to start out with just lying on your back or a supine position first for your pelvic tilts, because that way you can kind of loosen things up and find it that way first. That's the more basic way of finding it. Sometimes if I have clients or patients start out doing it in standing, they just can't really find it. They have no idea how to kind of rock that pelvis to find it. So let's start out on your back. And I'm going to exaggerate with my hand under my back here. So if my back was really arched, the idea would be pressing my back flat into my hand, kind of drawing that belly button in. So that's what you should be feeling as you're doing this. So my pelvis is going from this position here, rocking to a flattened position. So we're letting it rock kind of forward and arch, and letting it rock back and flatten. So you can just go back and forth between those two movements, maybe around 10 times, just to get everything moving really well before you go to the next step of this. So with this next one, I'll show you from a couple of different angles. You're going to want to find something to hold on to first of all. That's actually going to be the most important part of this, is finding something to hold on to. It doesn't have to be something really stable, but just to allow you to focus on what you're doing and not thinking about balance. So you're going to bend your knees in this position, and then I want you to just take your pelvis and you let it rock forward and back just like we did on your back. Now you're going to come to a point where you feel everything's neutral. You're going to feel like everything is under you and supported. For me, it would be about right here. So I'm going to show you from a little closer position here so you can see what I'm doing. So if I bend my knees a little bit here, I'm going to rock back and forward this direction until I find a position that feels good to me. And everyone's is going to be a little bit different, but for me, about right there is where everything feels nice and supported. Now this is where it gets a bit tricky. You're going to hold this position and you're going to stand straight up. Don't let that position move. Now when I do this, I feel my rear end really kick in strong, because when I'm in a neutral position to hold that, my glutes have to help hold that. Now the problem is most of us don't have our glutes activated when we're standing and when we're walking. So that automatically tells me, well, I'm obviously not neutral most of the time. So I'm kind of holding this position right now, but if I let that go, bam, that's exactly where my body, this is where my body stays, but it should be more, find that position here. So again, if I were to not focus on it and just let my body do what it naturally wants to do, it goes here. So I am a little bit off with my neutral spine as well, but this is a great way to help find that. Now once I have found that position and I stand, you can work on just standing there for several minutes and just really feel like everything is activated and working well, or walk. And at the beginning you may just feel like you're walking really super stiff. That's okay, you'll get kind of used to walking in that position. But I promise you it'll really help out a lot with getting you used to finding that neutral spine, which is going to take a lot of pressure off of your back, especially if you have back problems. So I hope that helps.